Hey, good morning, y'all. It's Doug with the Redneck Frontier, and today I'm in Rockbridge Baths, Virginia, and it is cold, 19 degrees. But nothing can take away from that sunrise over the mountains of Virginia. Look at that, y'all. That's beautiful. Love it. Snowy. Got in here last night right before sunset. Saw a bunch of deer walking through the woods there. Got bear up. We got all sorts of stuff. We're going to run around and look at some animals' tracks today and have a good old time up here in the mountains. I've been looking forward to this today. Going to introduce y'all to my good buddy Jim. Jim and I go way back, and you're going to start seeing a whole lot more Jim in these videos. When you think of Rockbridge Baths and Redneck Frontier, you're going to think of Jim. Drinking coffee, watching the sun come up, listen to Jim carry on in there by the fireplace, talking to people on the phone. This place is great. I'm gonna wait till Jim's here to introduce you to his cabin, but this cabin up here in the mountains is amazing. Kind of sit over there and look over the power line at a cornfield planted over there. Look at that view, watching that sun. Man, it's amazing. Coffee and a sunrise. Love it. He's got a natural spring running over here in the valley. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I can hear it. We'll take a look at that too. Yeah. So today, and this weekend, we're going to introduce y'all to Rockbridge Baths, Virginia. Hope y'all love it as much as I do. All right, y'all, I'm out here riding around. Had to stop and take in this view. This is where we watched the sunrise earlier on those mountains over there. But man, talk about beautiful. I love getting out here in the snow because you can see so far, and in the woods you can see the snow on the ground. It's amazing. This is beautiful. You gotta love that blue sky, don't you? Look at that sun. And then look at that view right there. Wow. Miles and miles. Love it. All right, y'all, had to stop and get a quick video of this. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Look at that landscape. And here comes Jim with Billy. We call this truck is Billy. All right, y'all, I had to take a minute and appreciate all this. Look at these mountains up here. Got the sun all on them. That is amazing, y'all. Look at that. I have walked all the way up there, all the way up to the top and down. Not today, of course, but during hunting season. Doesn't look that high, but it is. Gotta love it.
A mess back with the full snow.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's never been clear.
There you go, Billy. That'll wake you up.
Yeah. Number one thing is all remove from all pedals. That's how you basically first maneuver in the ice or snow.
Right.
No pedals, no brakes. You never want to hit the brakes. The brakes are the worst thing. They're your enemy in the ice and snow.
That's right.
You take your feet off of everything, and then you get control of the wheel.
That's right. And most people, their natural instinct when something goes wrong in a car is, oh, I got to step on the brake. And that is the worst thing to do in ice.
Yep.
Absolutely. See how quick it comes up? You just going along, and all of a sudden there's a patch of ice, and you're not prepared for it. Catches you off guard.
This is a dirt road that happened on.
Right.
Think about that.
That's right. Yep, you can see here's another little patch right here. Yep. Yep. Still pretty out here, man. Wow. All right, y'all, we're out here on the roads with Billy. It's interesting, you see the sun on the roads, it's all dried, and you come around the corner in the shade and you got ice patches all over the place. It's beautiful up here, Jim. Beautiful.
Yep. Pretty day.
Country, baby. All right, we had to stop and get some Chick-fil-A. Billy took us to the Chick-fil-A, and off in the distance you can see Hogback Mountain. We're going to give you all a closer look at that here in a minute. Let's get after it, Jimmy.
Here we go.
Let's go, Billy. All right, y'all, we're heading out of Lexington. Heading back out to the country. Off in the distance, Hogback Mountain. All right, so we're rolling along, y'all. Billy's getting it.
110.
110. Oh, we're going kilometers, not miles per hour.
Billy was originally in the Canary Islands, so all these vehicles everywhere else other than the UK, well, even in the UK on the roads they use kilometers per hour. So
right. I love the seats in this thing too. They're all cushioned and they have springs. Can't you adjust the tension in them or something? Yep.
Yeah, they're all set up for running off-road. They're on shock absorbers, and you can adjust the weight resistance on them.
I think you could just do videos riding around in the mountains and just filming the roads and the mountains and the views.
There's places I could.
You could just ride around all day, couldn't you? Especially in the snow, man. This is beautiful. Look at all the cows there on the left. All hanging out. Wildlife Lane.
All right, we're looking at the side of Hogback Mountain, and you got kind of an interesting geographic and geologic dynamic where you have a kind of a double ridge, but you can see where those pines are up there. That's one ridge. And then if you crest that, Then you can go on up and hit the ridge that's silhouetted against the blue sky. But if you go from the cabin here up to that first ridge, that goes from 1,600 feet in elevation up to 2,600 feet. And then you follow that ridge all the way to the top of Hogback Mountain, which is called Big Butt. That's another 1,000 feet in vertical. And you wouldn't think that by looking at that. But basically from the cabin to the top of the mountain is about 1.75 miles, and it's over 2,000 feet vertical. So it's pretty significantly steep in some of the spots, but you can get a sense for it there with the snow on the side.
Yeah, it's amazing when you're looking at it. You think, oh, I could just walk straight up that mountain, but you know, you get up to that one peak and then it drops back down, right? There's a big bowl on the other side of that, right?
Yeah, that bowl's fairly gentle up there. It's just getting up this side that's really the tough part. Once you get up on the ridge, there's actually an old fire road, and you can walk that fire road pretty much all the way up to the top. And I hunted this year up there, kind of in that second bowl that you can see up there.
Yep.
I hunted that a fairly good amount, but the problem with it is that there were no acorns up high. All the acorns were probably, I'm going to say, at like 2,500 feet and down. And the majority of them were on the flats down here. You didn't have as many up high. And it looked like there were some infestations up there on some of the trees of some sort of bugs that maybe shocked the trees. We didn't see it down here, but a lot of the leaves were all Swiss cheesed, and thus didn't see really any acorns up there. So when these hardwoods get stressed in the summer, they don't put off as many acorns, where they might not put off acorns at all. So the health of the trees is important to the life cycle of all the animals out here.
All right, we're riding around in Billy. The man behind the voice, my good buddy Jim.
Morning. It's almost noon.
Yep. We're heading back to Jim's cabin to watch the inauguration of Donald Trump.
A new era.
A new era, that's right. Then we're gonna get out, play around in the snow, ride around in Billy a little bit more.
There it is, the old cabin. We call it the Lonely Antler, and it was built probably around 1820 or so, and we're able to date it by construction techniques, milling techniques, and also nails that are present. And it was kind of common around here. That's about when things were getting settled. But that cabin sits right where it was built, and it was built in a good spot. They're almost always near a spring, so there's a spring over here coming out into the creek bottom, and that way they could get fresh, clean water. It's funny how you always hear guys say, or old timers will say, well, they knew how to build them, you know, back in the day. Well, the thing is that some cabins survived and some didn't. And a lot of times it was where they built them that kind of decided whether they would survive. If it was high enough away from water, or it had good sun exposure to keep it dry and keep it from rotting. And this was a good one. It faces the southeast. It's on a slope, but not too much of a slope. So it was able to stay in a disposition where it wasn't overwhelmed by Mother Nature. But so often all these old cabins get overwhelmed by Mother Nature, they deteriorate, and now they're gone. But these guys happened to build it in a good spot where Mother Nature didn't take it, and it's still here today. So it's a beautiful example of a frontier cabin in Virginia from the early 1800s.
It's awesome, Jim. Sitting here in Jim's cabin,
Thank you very much,
watching Trump and the inauguration.
Thank you very, very much. Vice President Vance, Speaker Johnson, Senator Thune, Chief Justice Roberts, justices of the
All right, it's Doug and Jim. We're back in Billy. Where are we going, Jim?
We're going up the loop road. It's an old logging road that runs around the property. It's kind of the main artery around here. There's some deer right there.
Yeah, we're already seeing deer. They're gonna come right across in front of us. You watch. All right, so we're taking the loop road. There they go. Look at that running right down the road in front of us.
Yeah, we're checking it out.
Look, standing right there.
See how it's doing.
It's a buck.
Did you see a buck?
It's a buck.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, dropped his antlers. Got big tarsal glands. Awesome. Looks like you might have been up this road one time before there, Jimmy.
Yep. This is a big crossing right here.
Look down in the valley there. Pretty awesome. We're in the shade. Sun setting on the other side of the mountain there.
There's another crossing right here. Major crossing. That's the great part about running around in the snow. You can find their main tracks, kind of backtrack them and figure out their main pathways.
How big's your road network up here, you think? How many, got a couple miles of road?
Yeah, it's probably actually 3 or 4 miles of road.
Gotcha.
The main road, diagonal all the way across, is about 1.9. There's a rub right there.
Yeah, look at that. There you go. Still hanging off the tree there.
Yeah. When you have mountain land, it's pretty critical to have roads on it, or at least pretty usable pathways, because it's not easy to walk straight across open country.
Yeah.
With any sort of terrain to it. Makes life a lot easier to have a road network for getting around vehicles, going to little food plot areas, being able to put up tree stands, all that. Otherwise, you tend to not use the full breadth of your property if you don't have a pretty good road or trail system.
Jumped a lot of deer in this area, y'all, coming in and out during the season.
You can really see that ridge over there now in the snow.
So Jim, what do you think is one of the most important things to have in your vehicle with you when you're out here on cold days like this riding around?
I like to have a few things. Chainsaw is a big deal.
And what are you bringing the chainsaw for?
The snow sometimes, well, just any time when you're off-road, there could be a tree in your way, or if you need to maneuver, basically chainsaw can help you potentially cut down some trees to help with winching or anything like that. So it's kind of a critical tool. And then having a really good shovel and a hatchet or an axe. Those 3 things right there are probably pretty essential as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I think one thing I'd add for myself is warm clothes. Even though we're in the heat of this vehicle and it's warm, if we would ever get trapped up here for some reason, or the truck breaks down, or we got to get out.
Let's say you're by yourself and you get out to do something, and you're around the truck, but you're maybe within 100 yards of the truck, and you sprain your ankle really bad or something, right?
Yep.
So bad that you can't push the clutch in or anything.
Right.
But you can get in the truck. You get that blanket, put it on you, and you've got clothes. It'll help you. It'll help you survive.
Yeah.
So that's a good point.
Yeah. I used to work with a guy, and every winter he'd have his emergency clothes, blanket, a coat, extra shirt.
The whole kit.
He'd have it all in the trunk of his car. I was just thinking about that, doing this up here, you know.
Yep, killed the bear right in there to the right.
All those
Time.
tracks
Yep.
right there, Jim. Wow.
See that? Torn up. So this year, the two nice bucks we got fell within 30 yards of each other from being killed right in this area. One was killed to the north and the other was killed to the south. They were shot probably 300-400 yards apart, but each one of them ran towards where they ultimately fell, and they ended up falling within 30 yards of each other. 2 weeks apart.
That's why I love coming up here, man. I love riding around and looking, and when I'm in Surrey, I'm walking, you know. I don't have a big road network. I pretty much have a loop that I can take. And you kind of have a loop here, but your loop is a whole lot bigger than my loop, buddy. Oh, you're going down here, huh?
Yeah, we'll go out this way.
All right.
So this thing's pretty cool. Billy has some features that you don't really see on too many vehicles. It has a hand throttle. And
Really?
it has four-wheel drive low. So you put it in first low, take your foot off the accelerator, and then nothing on the pedal, and you've got a little throttle here, and you can just set it on whatever speed you want, and the thing will just crawl. And then that way you don't have to worry about in and out of speed and this and that. It just is really controlled. So it's a nice tool. It also helps with warm up in the cold and all that.
Yeah, and you've got that throttle set, and Billy's just going to drive at this speed.
Yep.
That's pretty awesome. And where did this come from again? This vehicle?
Well, it's a Toyota Land Cruiser, and it was made in a Japanese Toyota plant
Okay.
in Tokyo. But they exported this model all over the world, but not the United States.
I mean, yeah,
This
because
one was imported from the Canary Islands.
okay, because I was going to say, like, I've never seen one of these until I started coming up here with you.
It's a Land Cruiser LJ70 is the model.
Land Cruiser LJ70. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be
You
nice
don't
to have
see
a
them in
couple
the
of
US.
these.
Yeah. Well, you can get one for cheaper than you would get a UTV these days.
Yeah.
But you've got something that's got all the amenities of a vehicle, and you can go on road and use it as a vehicle to go to public land and stuff like that.
Right.
So I saw it as a nice combo with being able to hunt the public land, because I had joined that, but I can't legally drive like a Polaris or a mule or something over on that.
I got you.
So it basically gives me a tool to hit the public land.
Trail camera passer right there. Yeah. I like this feature too, showing the pitch and roll of the vehicle itself.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. Yeah, there you
Light
go.
that
Look
up.
at that. Yeah, there you go.
That way everybody can see it.
That's pretty
Turn it
cool.
off. Turn it on.
There you go.
See, that's off. And that's on.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate too, because it's following us.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, we're going to get out of Billy real quick and show you this. Oh, man. This snow has gotten really slick. But there you go. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it good. Got a run going right up through there. I see where it splits right here. Trail going that way. Trail going this way. Going down there to drink. Yep, you can see right there.
Because usually this is flat.
Yep.
And so you can see where they're crossing over and going right up.
Yep.
You know where that goes?
I sure do.
That goes right to that spot where we always see them up there.
Yep.
And the reason why I did the cut-through road.
Yep.
With this trail, if you follow this trail, going all the way out to over there, that goes into those pines.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. I had a couple close encounters. Look at this tree. Something eating on this tree over here.
Yep.
Woodpecker
getting in
yep, woodpecker. Yeah, look at this, y'all. Get those woodpeckers. They'll come out here. They'll find one of these old trees and they'll sit there and dig on it and get bugs and all sorts of stuff. Look at that. That's cool. All right, we're gonna get out. Take a look at this one here. This one. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that, Jim.
Yep. It's major.
That is a major crossing. Let's see. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Goes on and on. Just follow it. It's awesome. Little rub there. Keep an eye out for some sheds. Might get lucky. Yeah, look at this, how they're coming through here. What are you doing? Jumping this tree, maybe? Yeah. They're literally jumping the tree right there. Yeah, look at that.
Probably some good browse.
Deer poop.
because they're feeding some too.
Deer poop there. Yeah,
There's a lot of poop.
whole lot. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. When you get snow on your property, if you're fortunate enough, get out there and walk around, man. You will find runs and trails that you might have missed. Look at this. These deer coming right. Look at that, right down there. Yeah. You can see it. Kind of runs right there. Look at that. Probably stopping to get a drink on the way. Working their way right up and over. It's so beautiful out here, man.
Yep.
Y'all can see why Jim and I get along so well. We both love being out in the outdoors and just exploring. Always been curious, both of us. We're both willing to try stuff and just get out here. Some people think we're crazy, some of the things that we do and try, but hey, you don't know what works until you try it, right?
That's right.
So
Flip that around and look at that path from here.
all right, I'm gonna flip this around. Yeah, look at that.
Look at that. It's like a highway. The deer did all that, man.
It's amazing.
That's just wild America right there, cutting through the woods.
Now, times when this is softer or fresh snow and you get on a track like this, I've seen videos and talked to guys that go in and they'll track the deer down and successfully harvest them in this. It's amazing. I hope y'all like this, because Jim and I love this. Get out here. Yep, there's another run right there. I'm hoping to just open people's eyes to mountains and Rockbridge, and so beautiful up here. Snow makes it extra beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and put my seatbelt on, bouncing around like a
little illusion.
yeah.
Look at this.
All right, we might actually get down in the sunlight before it's gone. Road isn't too bad. Billy can take it. I gotta try to get out of here, Jim. Next time y'all have a snow, like the day after a nice snow, get out here in the fresh tracks, you know?
Yep. It'd be nice if we'd get one during the hunting season.
Yeah.
Put on our white sheets, and you can walk right up on them wearing a white sheet in the snow.
Yeah, we need to get that on
They
camera.
can't see you.
We need to get that on camera.
I stalked up on several of them doing
that. All right, y'all. We had to stop. This is too beautiful not to stop and appreciate. Look at that, y'all.
That's the Blue Ridge Mountain. We're in the Allegheny Mountain, and that's the Blue Ridge over there. So you're looking across the Shenandoah Valley.
Say that one more time, Jim.
That's the Blue Ridge Mountains across there, and that valley through there is the Shenandoah Valley, and we're on the eastern edge of the Allegheny Mountains.
Love seeing how the sun's setting on the mountains over there. You can really see the topography in the shadows and the snow.
Yeah, so this is a 10-acre field, and we had corn in it, probably in 1/3 of it, and the deer loved it. It's a big enough area it'll allow us to do multiple things, and right now we have barley for a spring ground cover crop, and that ground cover will come up, but we're going to start to work a dynamic plan on this thing. But we're going to clear the rest of these little scrubs that grew up in here, kind of get it all cleared out, and then start to strip and do different things in here. A lot of opportunity right here to create a lot of food for the deer, and they love it in here. And if you let it grow up, I've kind of allowed that one little spot down there to stay because they actually bed in that stuff.
Yeah,
they love to
yeah.
chew straw and get in there, but you don't want to have it get away from you and become, too big to cut down. That's almost too big down there, but we'll cut all that down and then maybe let another little area grow up for a year or two with different higher growth stuff. But they like stuff that's grown up off the ground 2 or 3 feet that they can get in and they feel safe.
It's awesome, Joe. All right. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, right?
Yeah. Rotate it around that way. There you go. Look at that.
There you go. Look at that, y'all. So, just blessed that we can come out here and do this, man, and appreciate it. How many people get to lay eyes on this, something so beautiful?
Yep, pretty spot.
I hope everybody does, but air is just so fresh and clean up here. Yeah, we're gonna head on up the mountain little bit area we call double saddle, so you can get up there before dark. But I had to stop and appreciate that, y'all. Amazing. Now I hunted this area at least 4 or 5 times this year, didn't I?
Yeah.
So this little, it doesn't look like much, but this incline will wear you out. Especially in the early bow seasons when we're up here, it was kind of hot. You can tell this southern facing slope, pretty much all the snow is gone.
They've torn up all these leaves.
Look at that.
See that?
The leaves.
They've gone in there to find acorns, all in there. That entire face.
You get this cold weather, whether it's snow on the ground or not. When it's real cold, you find a southern facing slope, you're going to find wildlife. Guaranteed. This whole path is covered with acorns this year. Oh, there goes some deer. Right there off the left. I don't think I got them on camera. I don't think they expected to see anybody up here today, Jim.
No.
What were you saying? What's that?
There's a nice white oak there, and a pair of them, and a red oak and a red oak. But, you know, this is a candidate for clearing out a bunch of non-scrubby stuff. There's a bunch of locusts in here, and poplars and other things.
Yeah, that's a beautiful white oak,
Beautiful
man.
white oak.
Gosh, that is an amazing tree right there.
Yeah, so you go around in here and mark the good stuff, and
Yep.
then clear out the rest.
Yep.
Do a little smoothing out.
Yep.
But I own down almost to the bottom. That fence line that's down there ends up cutting across down, and the property line's down in the ravine down there.
I got you.
So the nice thing is the whole top of this is ours.
I saw a lot of turkeys up here too this fall. It's peaceful. Walk down here and show y'all. Look at all these rubs. Rub there. Rub there. Rub there. Look at them all. Rub over there. You think there are deer in here? I think so. I think there's some bucks. Look at that. You can see this one's pretty cool. Can you see where he got in there with the tips of his antlers and just rubbing on the tree? Look at them all. Got rubs there, there, there. More over here. What I'm noticing is there isn't a lot of small stuff up here for them to rub. This is a real concentrated area, so these deer are coming in here hitting all these trees. Look at that. There, there, there. Down there on that pine. Hitting all of them. Alright, y'all. Well, we're losing the daylight. We're coming down the mountain, heading back to Jim's cabin. Had a good time out here. Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, man. Always love riding around checking shit out.
We'll be out here tomorrow. And maybe even the next day. Look at them walking right down the road. The tracks. Look at that. All right, y'all. We had a good old time riding around, checking things out. Maybe we'll get out here tomorrow. And the next day, we'll see what we see. Y'all take care. See you. That's all good. All right, y'all. Heading out of Rockbridge County today. I hope y'all had fun getting your introduction to Lexington and Rockbridge, and just Jim and I playing in the snow. We're going to be doing a lot of videos up here. Got some cool fishing and hunting that we're going to be doing. But glad y'all joined us, and we'll talk to you real soon.
See y'all later.
See y'all.
Bye now.
Bye.